Okay. Came back because I passed my test. Yeah, they didn't call it, yeah, so.
Okay, morning, sir. This is the Committee on Parole is called to order. The date is January the 21st. The time is 9:08. My name is Carolyn Stapleton. I will serve as the chairman on today's panel. We'll be joined by Zoom, Mr. Steve Prater and Miss Jerry Ledoux. Headquarters staff, will you please introduce yourself for the record?
Devin Cavalier.
Parole Williams.
Francis Abbott.
Okay, and today's remote location is going to be at Rapids Detention Center. Staff there, will you please introduce yourself for the record? Is there any staff in there with you, sir?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Sergeant Stommel.
Okay, Sergeant.
Yes, ma'am.
Sergeant Stone, you said?
Stommel.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, for the record, Mr. Williams, will you introduce yourself and give your DOC number, please?
My name is Clem Williams. I don't know my DOC number.
Okay, that's okay. I've got it right here, no problem. It's 793-125, okay?
Hey, thank you.
Okay, you're more than welcome. Okay, well, I'm gonna read some information, and it's gonna, and then at the end, you can verify that it is correct, okay?
Okay.
I'm just gonna repeat a couple of things you just said, that your name is Clem Williams II, and your DOC number is 793-125. You're a first-class offender. Your offense is aggravated second-degree battery. You were sentenced to 6 years hard labor. Your parole date is December the 4th, 2025. Your good time date is July the 10th, 2026. You have a full term date of January the 10th, 2028. Is all of that correct, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. Will you please tell us why are you incarcerated and why should you be released early?
I know I'm not all the way there since I've been in jail. I have gotten treatment. I know what I did was wrong, and I'm sorry. If I could change it, I would. And I know that if I'll given another chance, I would do good.
Okay, sir. All right, Sergeant, do you have anything or any comments you would like to add as to his time that has spent in jail there?
No, ma'am, we haven't had any problems with him or anything.
Okay, you've had no problems.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, today you don't have anybody in support for you, but you do have opposition. And that would be District Attorney Philip Terrell, and you can get up and speak.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Uh-huh.
Members of the board, thank you for the opportunity to address you. I know each of you have thoroughly reviewed this case, so I'll try to be as very brief as I can be. The facts in this case are fairly heinous. Mr. Williams was arrested for attempted second-degree murder, and he pled guilty to second-degree aggravated battery. Sentenced to 6 years in plea bargain. Of note, as referenced at one point, the facts were that Mr. Williams was a patient at Pinecrest, at Pinecrest State Hospital. And he had attacked another patient there, and he was after the detectives reviewed the video surveillance, it occurred after the other patient you did an obscene gesture to Mr. Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Williams stabbed him in the back of the neck with a metal pit cone, repeatedly, at least one time, and last time it stuck in the other patient's neck. Staff broke them up, and as members of the staff were attending the other patient, the victim, Mr. Williams broke away from the staff that was trying to restrain him and pummeled him about the head and shoulders and was trying to hit the pick, according to the staff, according to the police report. I know that y'all have read all that. Mr. Williams said, and there was some question, there was a sanity commission filed by his counsel, and he did go to the DOC facility and was examined there, and it was determined by a sanity commission that he was both able to stand trial and not mentally incapable legally at the time of the commission of the crime. Mr. Williams admitted to both the Pineville Police Chief, Pineville Police detectives, and to staff that he intended to do it, which was apparent from the video, that he would hurt somebody again if he did not get what he wanted. He wanted to be moved to a facility or a halfway house near New Orleans, and he told numerous times, and I won't bore y'all with all of them, but numerous times he said that he would, when he doesn't get what he wanted, he would hurt somebody. In fact, he said in response to Dr. Woods, and Dr. Woods, as Mr. Williams told Dr. Wood, who I presume is a DOC, but let Clem tell you all something. I will keep hurting people until I get what I want, and I don't need any more warnings. And at one point, he told Mr. Williams told the doctors, I don't give an expletive no more. You can send me to jail. I told Connolly that I was going to do it, go into jail for the fourth time, this time for attempted murder. Then he says, in closing on in that interview, I don't want to be here. That was a warning. I talked about stabbing that expletive in the neck, and I wanted that expletive since yesterday. I asked Mr. Williams if he was trying to kill the victim. He stated yes. And this is a police interview with a pilot detective, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
So he said, Mr. Williams, why did you do that? He just bothered me. I wanted to teach him a lesson. So the diagnosis, that I want to point out to y'all, I know that the gentleman's mental state was an issue. I know that y'all may be thinking about that.
Mhm.
As one final point, Clem's intellectual disability is correlated with, but not the cause of challenging behaviors. Clem's presentation is most consistent with his diagnosis of antisocial personality disorder. Specifically, Clem exhibits a lack of remorse, aggressiveness, impulsivity, and disregard for the safety of others, which supports a diagnosis of antisocial personality disorder. This critical incident is of salient severity, indicative of Clem's focus on achieving a discharge from future arrest. And once again, to me, the part that's most telling is Mr. Williams' statement in writing. But let Clem tell you all something. I will keep hurting people until I get what I want, and I don't need them anymore. Ladies and sheriff, I would submit to you that we're 2 years into a 6-year sentence of a very bad crime, and Mr. Williams got a pretty good deal.
Mhm.
And he got that pretty good deal because of various factors. It was clear, we had a victim that it was on video, but we had a victim that has a severe disability, so can't testify.
Mhm.
And there was the obvious element of the mental situation. So we did a plea bargain and he got a good deal. 6 years for this very aggressive and pretty much heinous act, which, had the police arrested him for attempted second-degree murder, which would have put him in prison for 50 years if we would have been.
Mhm.
So in any event, I would submit to y'all that he's only been in jail 2 years.
Mhm.
I would submit to you that's not enough time for number one, we need to protect society. We need to make sure that he's ready when he gets out to become a productive member of society and not be the person who says if Clem don't get what he wants, he's going to hurt somebody else.
Mhm.
So in summary, I would submit that it's not time for him to be paroled for a variety of those factors. And I appreciate y'all very much letting us come address you today. If there are any questions from any of the board members, I'll be happy to try.
No, I mean, I noticed the very same statements that you gave me, and I have them marked in the police report that I have too.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have any questions. Do either of my colleagues have any questions for the DA? No, Ms. Ledoux doesn't. All right, well, we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, the case has been assigned to me, so I will conduct the interview. And then later I'm going to cast the first vote. I made note of exactly the same things from the police report that the DA did too. That you were going to continue to hurt people until you got what you wanted, and you didn't need any more warnings. And you told him that you were going to do it, and you did go back and try and continue to hurt him after staff was trying to help him, and you had stabbed him. And then when you were asked why you stabbed him in the neck, you said that you wanted to teach him a lesson, and that you intended to kill Mr. Khan. Well, the other inmate or the other person. Did you intend? And you said yes, that you did, and that you tried to kill him because he flipped you off. Does that sound familiar to you, sir? At the
Yes.
time?
Yes, yes.
It does, okay. Okay, so you heard the DA, I've got the same report. Do you have anything you'd like to add to that? Or take away, or
No,
at the time?
no,
Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna ask my colleagues, Ms. Ledoux, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I've reviewed the file and listened to the testimony.
Okay, Mr. Prater, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay, well, at this time, we're prepared to vote on the lead vote. So I'm gonna deny your request for parole, and on the facts of I consider you a continued public safety. You have only served 2 years of the 6-year sentence, which was very light, what, according to your words at the time, was actually attempted murder. So not enough time for a deliberate crime of violence. Number 2, law enforcement and judicial opposition completed. And number 3, at the time I saw no lack of remorse for the crime. So, Ms. Ledoux, do you have anything?
I concur, Ms. Stapleton, and my vote is also to deny parole.
Okay, Mr. Prater.
My vote is to deny parole based on the degree of violence, not enough time served, a danger to society, and law enforcement opposition.
Okay, the outcome, Mr. Williams, is that today your request has been denied. And the time is 9:22, and we will be closing from this facility. Okay. The Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is January 21st. The time is 9:32. My name is Carolyn Stapleton. I'll be serving as the chairman today. My colleagues on today's panel are joining us by Zoom, Mr. Steve Prater and Ms. Jerry Ledoux. Let's see, our remote location is going to be the Tangipahoa Parish Jail. Is there any staff in the room? No, there's no staff there. Okay.
He's on mute.
Oh, yeah, you're on mute. You know how to get it off mute?
Yes, ma'am, I just did it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, good job. Okay, will you please introduce yourself with your DOC number for the record?
My name is VERDALE MOORE, 7460990.
Okay, Mr. Moore, today, Mr. Steve Prater is going to take the lead on your case. He's going to read your rule violations, but first, do you have a questionnaire? Do you see that? You have any paperwork in front of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this questionnaire.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you recognize it and you signed it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It indicates that you are not eligible for appointed counsel. The lead person, as I said, is going to be Mr. Steve Prater. He's going to review your violations and you'll be able to answer guilty or not guilty. Are you ready at this time, Mr. Prater?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Moore. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing, sir?
Good. We need to talk about your conditions of parole that you're accused of violating. And there are really 4 conditions. The first one is number 2, and it says that you're going to submit a monthly report by the 5th of every month, and you'll until you complete your supervision. And it says you'll report to your parole officer when you're ordered to do so. And it says that you pled not guilty to this at the preliminary hearing. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, according to what your agent said, parole agent, he said he came to the house and no one told him that your phone was broken. And then you reached out on Friday and you heard back from him at Monday and reported. Why didn't you report when you were supposed to?
Cause I submitted to text message and he didn't tell me to report to Monday. On the I got the text message right here for me. It said report to office at 2 p.m.
Well, he admits he told you to report Monday, but where were you when you were supposed to report the first time?
Working. I had just got a job working at Burger King.
And why didn't you tell your parole officer you weren't going to be there?
Cause I don't know when he comes. Like he just pops up, so I don't never know when he comes to the house or not. So I don't know when to tell him I'm not gonna be there. I had just got the job. Just got the job.
Okay, but this says you were supposed to report to the parole. I'm talking about number 2, where you were supposed to report to the parole officer. Did you miss a report when
No,
you were
sir.
supposed to go?
No, he ain't never tell me. He ain't never tell me to come. Like I submitted I sent documents in to the parole board. Well, we were texting each other and he never tell me to report. Like he reached out like that Wednesday. I told him I got my phone. I got another phone like that Thursday, and I reached back out that Friday morning, and he never reached back out to me till Monday morning, telling me to report to the office, and I went, and that's when he took me to jail on Monday I think the 27th.
Well, let's move on to number 3 then. Okay, condition 3. Is that all you need to say about number 2?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. Number 3 says, I'll live at the address on your certificate that you report. If you got to move, you'll get permission from your parole officer. Did you, when he came to see your mom, I think it's your mother,
My aunt.
she said, your aunt, she said she hadn't seen you in a week, that he had been gone for a week, and that's on his body camera footage. Where where were you that week, and were you there?
Yeah,
And
I
he
was
just
like,
didn't see.
I off and on it's my aunt. She like 70 but she like 74 years old, so she go to bed early. I come and I leave. I was walking to work. I go to work 6 to 2. So my mama stay like a couple like 10 minutes away. So I walk by my mama. I might stay the night over there just to get a ride to work off and on, but I still stay at the address. She submitted the affidavit saying I still stay at the address, and I just visited my mama that stay down the road from her.
Okay, well, when you're on parole, you can't be having sleepovers.
I
mean, you supposed to stay where you report that you stay.
I do stay there. I didn't know I supposed to stay there every night. Like I never had no problem with something like this. I've been on parole since 2019. I never knew I had supposed to stay there every night. This is the first time I'm having this brought to my attention.
Okay, how long have you been on parole?
Since 2019.
Okay, have you ever had any violations or administrative violations or anything like that? And I know the answers to these, but I want to hear it from you.
Yes, I've been in jail. I done caught charges, but all the charges I caught been dismissed and dropped. But this like I think this like my third or fourth time coming back to jail on parole. I go to court, go through all the process. They drop all the charges, and I go back home.
Okay. All right. Well, let's anything else to say on number 3?
No, sir.
Okay. Number 4, I will not engage in any criminal activity or associate with people or do drugs or illegal drugs or things like that. Number 4, and at the preliminary hearing, you pled guilty, I believe, to 2 things. One has to do with violating a protective order against your girlfriend that was in Colorado.
No, my ex girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend, excuse me. I know you got a current girlfriend. We got a letter from her, a real nice letter. She's a nurse, I believe.
Yes,
And we got a nice letter from her. But did you know you had a protective order in Colorado and you weren't supposed to have any contact with this ex-girlfriend, correct?
yes, sir.
Did you ever text her or write her on Facebook or anything like that?
Yes, I submitted. That's why my PO, Michael Smith, he brought me to jail because of that. Because I reported to him and I sent him all the text messages of her texting me and me telling her, leave me alone. I got a girlfriend, I'm not dealing with you. And they told me I wasn't supposed to respond at all. But like I told him, I'm being threatened. She's threatening my girlfriend. And they just said I wasn't supposed to respond. So that's why I was in violation to their protective order.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir. On protective order, you're not supposed to have any contact, even texting back and forth. But you say she was threatening you, and you just trying to get her off your back, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's what your statement is. Okay.
And she
All
was
right.
threatening my
And then-
girlfriend too. So I just like leave us alone. We ain't. That's all I was telling her. I think he submitted the messages too.
Yes. By the way, I do have those text messages, but I want you to understand, they're very difficult for me to follow. I don't understand you understand what I'm saying too. I saw
Yeah.
you laugh. I kind of laughed too because I said I read them all, and I'm sure my board members read them all, but I couldn't tell you what they meant. Anyway, let's move on to the other part of number 4. It says that you admitted that you come back hot on the drug screen for THC. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I ain't never take. I just admitted to it because I came home in February last year, and the doctor gave me a med card for marijuana, for recreational use of marijuana. And
For the recreational use of marijuana.
yes, sir. I submitted that too. Well, I think my PO submitted it too. I don't know if
Sure. Well, okay. The conversation, and I'm not going to get too involved in medical marijuana or recreational marijuana or marijuana cards. But you admitted the use of marijuana on 10/27 of 25, and your prescription was that you submitted was on 11/4 of 25.
I was going to get us a prescription every week for the use of it.
Okay, but this was the information that's in the report shows that you submitted the prescription that was dated after you had admitted the use of marijuana.
Yes, sir.
In other words, it appears that you got the card and the prescription after you had admitted using marijuana previously.
No, sir. I'll be honest, I've been smoking since I've been home, like since February. Only time a drug test ever came up was when I went to the office that Monday on October 27th, that Monday. And he told me
And I'm not saying a prescription will get someone on parole off of marijuana or anything like that, okay? I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying from the information, it looks like from what the parole officer said was submitted to him, it says that, let me get the exact dates right. You had a prescription in November and you admitted using marijuana in October.
Yes, sir. But it's impossible for me to get, I was already incarcerated. I got incarcerated October 27th. I sent a family member up there to the pharmacy because Louisiana don't hand out the regular med cards. They just keep it on file. And they were telling my family member I gotta get a power of attorney to get that. But I had just got them to go out there and pick up one of my prescriptions. I get it every week. I was already incarcerated, so it's really impossible for myself to sign up and get a med card while I'm incarcerated. I just got them. The reason I got the prescription to show my PO that I wasn't lying about the situation. I admitted to smoking, so why would I lied about the med card? But he told me, I don't know how you put it, like state and federal laws, something to that nature. Like it still don't, I don't know the right word, but he's like, it still don't justify me smoking while on parole.
Okay. Okay. And I'm not, well, I won't get into medical cards and marijuana or anything like that. I'm just going by what's in this report that I've got.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Number 10, you pled not guilty to owing money. Do you owe any money to the state for?
Yes, sir. Like when I first came home, I was going to Colorado with my girlfriend working. I was getting work permits, going out there working. But I had got like 2 permits and they refused to give me more permits. I had planned on moving to Colorado, but something had came up and I ain't have no job, so I wasn't working at all. So that's why I got behind on my fees, because I was paying them. And I just got the job. My job like the end of September. And I was working, trying to pay it. I got 2 kids, another baby on the way. So I just really trying to maintain, but eventually I'm gonna get caught up with it, because he had told me in order for me to move my parole back to Colorado, I gotta catch up on all my fees and everything that I need to be catch up on so I can get that done.
Your ex-girlfriend lives in Colorado, right?
I assume so, but yes, I assume so.
And what about your current girl, your lady that you're with now?
Yeah, she stays in Colorado too.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions. It's difficult because you seem to have you seem to have an answer for everything. And but I don't know whether to believe some of your answers or whether to believe this report. You understand? It's kind of difficult to, it's kind of difficult to unite the two. I'm gonna turn it over to my board members, see if they have anything.
Ms. Ledoux?
Mr. Moore has a full term date of February 21st, 26th. I'm prepared to vote, at the appropriate time.
Okay.
I just have one question. You did have a special condition in Colorado that you would participate and successfully complete a domestic violence program. Did you do that?
No, ma'am, I had registered for it, but in the process, me and my PO were trying to move my parole back to Louisiana. It's like I think the class like 26 weeks long.
That's
So
right.
I didn't want to start it in Louisiana, and I was planning on moving back to Colorado because I had to start the class over. But I was in the process. I had registered for the class. I was in the process of moving back to Colorado, and I was gonna take the class there.
Okay, I was just wondering. So I'm prepared to vote. We'll start with Mr. Prater.
So my vote is to revoke because of conditions 3, 4, and 10 were violated in my estimation.
All right, Ms. Ledoux.
Mr. Moore has failed to comply with conditions of parole. My vote is to deny. I meant to revoke, pardon me, revoke.
The revote. And I concur with my colleagues. So today, sir, you have been revoked, and this concludes our hearing at Tangipahoa Parish Jail, and the time is 9:48. Ready? The Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is January the 21st. My name is Carolyn Stapleton. I'll be serving as today's chairman. My colleagues on today's panel by way of Zoom is Ms. Jerry Ledoux and Mr. Steve Prater. Is there any staff in there with you, sir? No, there's none? Okay. Okay. We will be at the remote location of Washington Parish Jail. Let's see. Mr. Roussel, for the record, will you introduce yourself and give me your DOC number, please?
Howard Roussel, 91543.
Okay, do you have a questionnaire in front of you that you signed?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay, we'll put one up on the screen for you. Okay. You recognize that, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, thank you very much. And it also indicates that you are not eligible for appointed counsel. So we're going to continue with today. Let me see here. We don't have anybody in support for you or against you. So I'm the lead person assigned to your case, and I will review your violations. And you will plead guilty or not guilty with a statement. Okay, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, rule violation number 4. You failed to avoid bars and refrain from the use of alcohol. This is evidenced by your signed membership application to Lolo's Social Club, where you paid $15 in cash to join. You were observed on video as being inside Lolo's Social Club consuming alcohol inside the bar room on 10/7/2025 and 10/8/2025. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
Okay. And then you have supervision fees arrears in the amount of $56 and have not made a payment since 8/21/25. How do you plead?
Guilty because I had both money orders, but I lost one of them and I had to refund it. When I found them, I was going to send them, but my parole officer picked me up.
So you plead guilty or not guilty?
I plead guilty because
Okay.
I had both of the money orders.
Okay. Okay, well, I really don't have any questions because you pled guilty. Does any of my fellow board members have any questions?
I do not.
Mr. Prater?
No, ma'am, I'm sorry, I couldn't unmute. No, I do not have any questions.
Okay, sir. Well, today, your parole has been revoked. And based upon the fact that you pled guilty to number 4 and number 10, and that concludes our hearing at Ouachita Parish
Well,
Jail.
we-
And what?
We may need to vote as well.
Shoot, I'm sorry, Ms. Ledoux.
So,
How do you
yes,
vote?
my
I'm
vote is
sorry.
also, that's fine. My vote is also to revoke for failure to comply.
Okay, and Mr. Prater.
Yes, ma'am, my vote is also to revoke, same conditions.
Okay, and I concur with my colleagues. So today, sir, you're you have been revoked, and that concludes our hearing at Ouachita Parish Jail, and the time is 10:07.
How much time I got to back up? Hello?
Good morning. The Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is January 21st. My name is Carolyn Stapleton. I'm the chair of today's panel, and I'm at DOC headquarters. Joining us by Zoom is Ms. Jerry Ledoux and Mr. Steve Prater. Can you hear me? I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. At today's remote location of Boyles Women Correctional Center, staff, will you introduce yourself for the record, please?
My name is CHANTELLE COMBETTA.
Okay, what's your DOC number?
786864.
All right, thank you. And staff in the room, will you introduce yourself for the record, please?
Melissa DeVinny.
Okay, all right. Ms. Combetta, and I'm correct there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Combetta, I'm going to read some information for the record, and at the end, you'll let me know if everything is correct, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Chantelle Combetta is your name. Your DOC number is 786-864. You're a first-class offender. The offense is Livingston Parish 44069, attempted trafficking of children for sexual purposes and promoting prostitution. Your sentencing date was March 11, 2024. Your sentence was 5 years, DOC hard labor, suspended all but 3 years, and then 3 years supervised probation. Your parole date is March the 20th, 2026. Your good time date, you're not eligible, and your full-time date is December the 20th, 2026. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. In your own words, will you tell us why you're here today?
To be granted parole.
Okay. Want to tell us in your own reason? Well, you said to be granted parole, but why are you incarcerated? What brought you to this point?
I was hanging with the wrong crowd and led me to do wrong things, and I made a mistake.
That's very vague. Anybody could say that. What happened?
They had we had a hotel room, and they had a person prostituting out of it, and the hotel room was in my name.
So you're saying you didn't have anything to do with it?
No, ma'am. I take full accountability for my actions.
For your actions that you rented a hotel room?
Yes, ma'am.
Staff, do you have any comments?
Chantel has been in all kinds of courses, even though she doesn't get good time credit while she's been here. AA, Bible study, living in balance, celebrate recovery, life's healing choices. She's worked in the kitchen for a long time, and then she also works at 911 and cleaning and commissary for us. She has no disciplinary record.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she does. Anything we ask her to do, she's no problem at all.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's speaks very highly of you that you wanted to be a part of those classes just for your own self-improvement. I'm glad you let us know about that. Okay, at this point, we're going to listen to supporters for you, which would be Leah Joseph, your sister.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning to you also.
How are you?
I'm fine.
So she's my sister, and she has my full support if she's able to come home. I think she learned from her mistakes. She talks about all the good things she's done while she's there. She has a job lined up for her. She's a very good person, just was under the bad influence of just being around the wrong crowd. She has a job lined up. She would love to be home around her kids. I think she would be going to church, be involved in the community, and she has the support of me of helping her get a job or a TWIC card to get into a job, help with her children, find her a place to live.
She'd be staying with you?
I don't believe at the moment she had already made arrangements to stay with our mom, but if she was granted to stay with us, if she was allowed to stay with us, absolutely she could stay with us.
Family?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At this time, we do have opposition, and we're going to start with, opposition would be, I'm just going to read the names. Tamika White with, the, JDC, the DA's office, 21st, and then Michelle Sparks. She is with Tamika, and, Kathleen Costa. She is there also with the JDC. And speaking today will be Alexis Taylor. She is the ADA at the 21st JDC. Ms. Taylor?
Good morning.
Morning.
We at the DA's office are opposed to her release. She was responsible for escorting a 15-year-old child to a hotel to perform sexual acts for money. It is my appreciation that the acts were scheduled through a website by the defendant's boyfriend, and the defendant would escort this victim to the location to perform the acts. And just going through the report, the victim stated that she tried to have the defendant, Chantelle, not bring her to any more hotels, and that she did not want to keep doing this. However, the victim stated that Chantelle made her go to the comfort suites and stated to her that she did not have choices anymore and that she had to make money for her and her boyfriend. The victim stated that once Chantelle dropped her off at the hotels, she would leave her there and would not return until after all the clients were seen. So based on that set of facts, the victim's young age, the state is opposed to the defendant's early release.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Chantelle, your case has been assigned to me, and I'm going to conduct the interview, and I will later cast the first vote. Well, you heard what the DA just said. What do you have to say about that?
That I'm deeply regret that the actions I have caused, and I apologize for any of my decisions that I had made, and that I'm sorry to the victim and their family, my own family, and even the community.
Well, you know, when I asked you earlier to say in your own words what happened, you didn't say any of that. Just that you made a mistake and you were sorry. Is there a reason why right now, the victim said that she asked you not to make her do it any longer. Can you expand on that? What was going on that caused you to make her do it anyway?
It was a bad spot, and it was not my boyfriend defended. It was nervous. A man, he basically made me make her do it, and I went along with it, and I know I was wrong for the crime that I have committed. And if I could take it back, I would tell her that I'm very sorry. And I apologize.
Well, the gravity of human trafficking is these are all strangers.
Correct. It's a serious crime.
It is a serious crime. And at any time, The child could have been beat up.
Correct.
So, I mean, human trafficking leads to a litany of other things. It's bad enough when, you know, when you have rape of a child, a lot of times it's a family member, somebody they know well, and that's heartbreaking and that's frightening also, but this is terrifying what this child went through. So did the child stay with you or did she go back home or how was that?
She was considered a runaway, and her mom had let her stay with me. And she went back home to her parents. I think she went to a juvenile helping center to get help. I'm not really sure. I had a stay away order, so I didn't go in contact with her in here or anything.
Well, how was it found out that y'all were doing this?
They had got caught up in the hotel. I think other people from the other rooms had reported it.
Mm.
And when I had got pulled over, they had let me know that I had a warrant. And I had served 4 months in 2022. And I had got out. They let me out on a OR. And then I just went to court every month or whenever they had court. I went for like 2 years. And then I had to turn myself in after my plea. And I've been incarcerated since.
The victim feels like your boyfriend played a significant part in this. As far as she feels like that you didn't know how to get out of it. Was that true? How she felt?
Yes, ma'am. I was also pregnant at the time, so.
Did see that. It was with his child?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. You should know that you had support letters from family, 7 of them. From work, you had 1. So you and then there was another one. So you had a total of 14 support letters. But total opposition from law enforcement. The sentencing judge had no comment to your release. I will turn it over to Ms. Ledoux. Did you have any questions?
No, I just would make note that for release, an inmate has to have pre-release and substance abuse completed. And we don't have the substance abuse shown that it's been completed. So that would not, she would not be eligible based on those things, although we could, she has a full term date in December. So I don't have any other questions or comments.
Mr. Prater?
Yes, what's the status of Joshua Johnson's charges? Do you know that?
Are you asking me, sir?
You
Yes.
could have, yeah, what was?
From what I know, he's never went to court for it. I'm not really sure. He's fighting another charge in another parish.
Okay, are you gonna testify against him if it comes up, or y'all still have a relationship?
No, sir, I don't have no contact with him. But
Have you had any contact with him since you've been in jail?
No, sir.
Okay. That's all the questions I have.
Okay, you can close with telling us anything else you would like us to know, consider, Ms. Combetta.
During my time incarceration, I have made personal, emotional, and spiritual changes in my life. While I can't change the past, I am committed that I can show and prove that I can be someone better. Even though I'm not eligible for classes, I still took them, and completing the programs, it showed me that I'm capable of being a better person.
I do have one question for staff in the room, and Ms. Ledoux brought it up. The eligibility for parole is that we have the pre-release programming and substance abuse treatment. Is that offered to her? Was she just not, I see where she took so many other classes.
No, ma'am, we don't have that here. I know in the past when y'all granted parole that, y'all, they were transferred to the women's prison to complete the reentry and the substance abuse over there. I think in St. Gabriel's.
Mhm.
We had one maybe in December that went for just that.
Okay, and you're gonna be getting out in December of this year, so that would, Ms. Ledoux, that would fall in line with the time frame if we had her transferred? Like 100 hours, right?
Yes, and yeah, I can't really speak to that. I'm sorry.
Okay, I understand. What? Okay, all right, so, I'm ready to vote at this time, and
Could I ask?
yes, please. Yes.
I got just a couple of questions that really, because it's a tough case. Did you know this? Did you know her age? That she was underage?
No, sir. She had said that she was 18, and I found out her age when we were at a hotel and her mother had seen her. And that's when I found out she was a runaway, and her mother told me her real age because they wanted to press charges. But her mother said if I meet her and talk with her, she would have a conversation. And that's when she told me her age and everything.
Did you ever have her used after that?
No, sir.
Okay. How old were you at the time?
I was 29 or 28, about 28, turning 29.
Okay, so you were grown and you couldn't tell that she was only 15, or how old was she when she started?
She was 15 and she was going on 16. Her mother told me she was 15.
Okay. Were you doing drugs at the time?
No, sir, I never did drugs.
Were you drinking a lot?
No, sir, I don't drink.
So what excuse do you give for pimping this girl?
More so, it was it was me, but more so of the man making me. I was just in a rough situation with my kids' father.
What I have to decide, okay, I had to decide in the parole board, each one of us has to decide different things. I'm trying to decide if you get out and this guy calls you and wants to go out on a date, even though the staff and everybody you work for now thinks you have really, they probably would have said that prior to you. If you weren't doing drugs and weren't doing alcohol and they got to know you, you were probably a nice person back before you met this guy. Is that correct?
Correct. I was different from when I met him, but I have no contact, and I'm not planning on having no contact with him.
Well, you're not planning on it, but you might. In other words, are you so easily led that if this guy calls you, you'd be willing to do what needed to be done?
No, sir, I wouldn't.
How much more time you got?
To December 20th of 26.
Okay, so you're looking at 11 more months.
Yes, sir.
10 more months, really. Okay. That's all I got.
Yeah, and I would like to expand on what Mr. Prater said. In our synopsis of the arrest report, it has that that you were responsible for picking up different females, and that was one of the reasons why the phone call was made, because they saw all the well, trafficking going on in the room. So we've got the one child, but as far as I can tell, you were very involved in picking up different females and causing them to do this. Is that correct? It wasn't just the one child.
No, ma'am. There was another. He had a girlfriend that she was 24.
Mhm.
Her and then the 15-year-old. There was no one else.
Who you knew to be a runaway, and who we know she asked you not to make her do it anymore. Am I
Correct.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And the reason you say you did it is because you were in a rough spot. Am I correct about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Got 11 months left. Okay,
Let me ask.
yeah, okay, go ahead. Right.
I keep getting these questions that come up. So Joshua had, that's his name, correct? Your
Yes,
fellow
sir.
you were going with, and he had another girlfriend.
Yes, we were in the part of separating. When I had got pregnant, I was 3 months with my little girl, and we were trying to separate. And he didn't want me to leave him. And I found out that he had a girl, which was his girl. Come to find out to be his girlfriend. So I was
You
putting on.
stayed. Did you stay with him after that?
No, sir. I had got 2 jobs and was going my own way.
But you were with him the night you were arrested, correct?
Yes.
But
Yes,
you
sir.
said you had already left him by then.
Yes.
So if you had left him, what was if you had left him mentally, but you were still with him physically, what made you do what he told you to do?
More so nervous, scared.
How much money were you making?
I really wasn't making anything. It all went to him.
It all went to him, and
Yes.
you kept doing it, even though you decided to break up, even though you knew he had another girlfriend, and you continued to do it free. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, sir.
That doesn't make sense to me. That he had some kind of magnetic hold on you, and I'm fearful he will still have it if you're that weak. Okay, that's all the questions I got. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Are we ready to vote, panel? Mr.
I'm ready.
Okay, and Ms. Ledoux? Okay.
Ready.
This time, you have followed through with some other classes. And, I'm going to try to see if you can be transferred for your pre-release programming and your substance abuse treatment, so you can get that finished before December. But I cannot agree to granting your parole request. The crime was just too serious. It was a runaway. She really didn't have anybody to turn to. And you said terrible choices, but you clearly made them of your own volition. You chose to make those choices. I mean, he didn't hold a gun to your head or anything like that, based upon what you said. And you said that he hadn't even been charged with anything yet that you're aware of anyway. So my vote today is not to grant your parole. I'm going to request that they transfer you to a location where you can get your pre-release programming and your substance abuse treatment. You only got 3 years for a horrific crime. So I guess that was through a plea bargain. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so your plea bargain, 3 years, so I feel like you should serve your full term. And then I'm gonna request, if at all possible, that you be transferred to a location where you can get your pre-release programming and your substance abuse treatment. Mr. Prater, what is your vote?
Concur, deny, terrible crime. I'm really fearful that she's gonna continue if she doesn't get some real help and some real support. This was a terrible crime of a grown woman allowing a juvenile to go into prostitution regardless of her status. And I appreciate the assistant DA's comments. And for that reason, my vote is to deny.
Okay.
My vote is to my vote is to deny parole. I wish you well.
Thank you.
Hey, ma'am, so today your vote has been denied. I mean, your parole has been denied. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you hear me? You on mute?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you. I'm
All
sorry,
right.
I had to unmute it.
Oh, it's not a problem. Thank you so much. Okay, Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is January 21st. The time is 10:51. My name is Carolyn Stapleton. I will serve as the chairman on the panel today. Joining us by Zoom is Ms. Jerry Ledoux and Mr. Steve Prater. The remote location is going to be at Franklin Parish Detention Center. Is there any staff in the room there?
Yes, Lieutenant is in here. Would you?
Okay, will you introduce yourself for the record, please, Lieutenant?
Introduce yourself.
Good morning. Lieutenant Ford, Franklin Parish Detention Center.
Okay, thank you, Lieutenant. For the record, Mr. Boudreaux, will you introduce yourself and give your DOC number, please?
My name is Dustin Boudreaux. My DOC number is 774302.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and for the record on my end, I'm going to read out pertinent information about you, and you let me know at the end if it's correct, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have your name is Dustin Paul Boudreaux. Your DOC number is 774302. Your offender class, you're a first class offender.
Yes, ma'am.
The offense is simple burglary, 2 counts. Your sentence as of each count was 8 years in the custody of the Louisiana Department of Corrections to run consecutively for a total of 16 years. Your parole date is June 7th, 2026. Your good time date is April 29th, 2027, and your full term date is June 9th, 2038. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am. That is correct, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Will you please tell us, in your words, why are you incarcerated and why should we grant you an early release?
Well, ma'am, I'm incarcerated. I was unemployed. I didn't have a job. I had a family, a wife and a child. I stole copper wire for money. The biggest mistake of my life was doing that. It was a bad mistake. If if I could take it back, I definitely would. The reason why I'm asking to be released, I have attended and completed every program that I have been allowed to take while in the Department of Corrections. I have been employed with Heron Catfish. On February the 8th, I'll make 2 years that I have been employed. I've held a job. I've been able to save money. I am on the right path and plan to continue working and staying on the right path.
Okay. Lieutenant, is there anything that you would like to add? Or Mr. Boudreaux, you want to see if the lieutenant wants to say anything about you?
One second, ma'am. He just
You stepped out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. You have supporters present. You don't have anybody speaking in opposition. So, I'm gonna let your supporters speak.
Yes,
So right
ma'am.
now, you have a family friend, Madeline Danahay.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
Madeline, would you like to speak?
Yes, ma'am. I just had wanted, it's similar to what he said, that since he's been in the custody of the Department of Corrections, he's done everything that he can. No disciplinary actions, nothing but good behavior and making step forward on his part. He has a support system at home, like he mentioned. He has children who were very involved in their lives. He has family, and a lot of people that can really help him stay on the right path that it seems like he's already started while in custody.
All right, thank you, Ms. Danahay. Ms. Boudreaux, you're his mother. Would you like to speak, please? You're on mute.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right.
Yes, I have supported Dustin through the good times and the bad this whole time he's been incarcerated. I have faith in him that he will continue to stay on this good road. He's got 2 babies that I help with. They're 6 and 3. His other 4 children, however, are out of town, and so we hope to eventually get them involved. Once again, once he, stays on his correct path. I feel like he's been rehabilitated. And like he said, we reinforce no disciplinaries. He's done every class that he was supposed to. He's maintained a job. I'm extremely proud of him. And he is the first time offender. I'm also a widow. I do have a son that is going to be speaking, and I would love to be able to have him back to help me out now that his father is gone.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, Ms. Boudreaux, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have your brother, Brendan Boudreaux. Would you like to speak, sir? Okay.
I'm his brother, and like you said, I would love to see him get out. I have property. I have a place for him to stay. He, like I said, has 6 kids. 2 he's mainly involved in our life. The other 4 is out of town, which will be in their lives. I have plenty of people that done said he has a job when he gets out and willing to give him a chance to work. So he will always have employment.
All right. Mr. Boudreaux, your case has been assigned to Mr. Steve Prater. He's going to ask you some questions now, and then in the end, he will be the first to vote on your case. Mr. Prater?
Good morning, Mr. Boudreaux. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Prater. I'm good, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine. Well, tell me about this burglary that you're charged with, 2 counts of burglary. Tell me all about it, and understanding, of course, that I have the reports in front of me, and I've read all the police reports and all about all of it. So I want you to tell me in your own words, how many businesses did you burglarize and that sort of thing, and tell me what you think about that.
It was one business, sir. It was a shipyard that I was taking copper wire from. I visited quite a few times, sir. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not exactly sure how many times. I was guilty as charged. I did steal it. I did the crime I committed, I'm guilty of. I was taking copper wire, sir, for money. That's the honest truth.
Okay. How much damage did you do to this? And keep in mind, the report says 4 businesses, 4 different places, and you pled to 2. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Two simple burglaries. Yes, sir.
But how many did you commit?
It was 4, sir. It was 4. I was charged with 4 simple burglaries. Total. Yes, sir.
And you took a plea bargain.
Yes, sir.
Down to 2.
Yes, sir. Down to 2.
How much wire did you get? How much copper did you get?
Sir, the 4 charges were, I want to say 25,000 or less per charge.
Okay. How much did you get?
How much did I get, sir? The exact amount, I would say it was upwards of 25,000, sir.
Okay. See, what I'm having trouble is you're saying you're ready to get out, but you're kind of diminishing the magnitude of the
No,
theft. How
no,
much?
sir.
Okay, you're saying that you
Sir,
were charged with less than 25, but you really got about 25.
no, sir. No, sir. I misunderstood you, Mr. Prater. I'm sorry. I was, yes, sir. I was charged with 4 counts of 25,000 or less of simple burglary. I mean, of theft. Um, I stole, sir, probably close to 45, 50,000, sir.
And how much damage did you do to the buildings?
It was quite a bit, sir. I'd say probably 75,000, 80,000 worse, sir.
Okay, it says the report says close to 100,000, but that's being honest. If you 75, 80,000,
Yes,
so
sir.
we're talking about not just. I just don't want anyone to think that it was just a little old copper theft got you in jail.
No, sir.
1 count or 2 count. I mean, we're talking about big time stuff, and a bunch of them that you pled guilty to on a plea bargain deal. How many years did you get?
I got 16 years, sir. 8 and 8 ran consecutively.
Okay, and how many have you served?
I've served 3 years and 8 months.
Okay, of a 16-year sentence.
Yes, sir. My sentence is under the Good Time Act 280, which my adjusted out date is April 29th of 2027. But I've served, out of that time, I've served 3 years and 8 months.
Okay. It says in your parole application that you're a first-time offender and you never been in trouble with the law before, or never been in trouble before. Is that an accurate statement?
I was 30, 31, let's see, 31 going 32 years old. I've never had any charges. I've had, speeding tickets, and I've had fines and stuff to pay like that. But as far as serious charges, no, sir, I haven't had any run-ins.
Okay, so you weren't charged with fraudulent acquisition of a credit card.
Fraudulent acquisition of a credit card?
Yes, sir. You've never been charged with that, or forgery or theft before.
Not that I recall, sir. Not before my. Not before this charge. I don't recall, sir.
You don't recall? I mean, it says on your rap sheet you were. Do you recall being charged with domestic abuse with child endangerment?
Yes, sir. The charges were dropped, sir.
Okay, but it says you weren't ever been in trouble before. Don't you call that trouble?
Yes, sir. You're right, sir.
And then the fraudulent acquisition of a credit card. What about the simple burglaries and thefts that occurred in Calcasieu Parish?
That's what I'm currently incarcerated for, sir, is Calcasieu Parish.
And what about the Cameron Parish deal?
Cameron Parish, the charge that I had for the domestic and child endangerment, the charges were dropped on that. Also the fraudulent I forget what, I don't know the exact wording of it, were also dropped, sir.
Okay, what about the identity theft in 22?
It was also dropped, sir.
Okay, but you say they were dropped, but you pled guilty in Cameron Parish to 1 count of burglary in October of 2023, and the charges were null processed on January 2025. That's after you had pled guilty to them, correct?
Yes, sir. As far as I know, it wasn't. It was later dropped. Like I said, I don't think it was. I don't remember it being upheld.
But you pled guilty to it, and you were given some time for it to run consecutive or concurrent with what you were serving with the Department of Corrections, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, let's talk about on your application when it says that you have no problems and you've had no treatment for drugs. Do you remember getting charged with possession of fentanyl?
Yes, yes, sir.
Would you call that trouble with drugs?
Yeah, yes, sir. I guess I would call, yes, sir. I would call that trouble with drugs.
Did you
Um,
ever, your application says you never had any treatment. Did you go to treatment and leave a treatment facility?
I was sent to the treatment facility, and it was a privately owned work release. I was put on medication, and I walked to the hospital to get help. I spoke with the medical provider there. They just told me to keep, basically keep taking the medication. Um, I I told him that it was having some type of side effect, and I walked to the hospital, sir.
You, you've got to understand the problem I'm having, Troy, with even your parole application. We're not even talking about the crime itself. I'm just talking about the misstatements in your parole application. That's trouble with drugs when you get arrested for fentanyl. And you ended up pleading guilty to it. You pled guilty to possession of fentanyl and were sentenced to 3 years and 3 years probation. The 3 years was suspended, and you were on 3 year probation. While you're in jail now, I understand that, but you you are, I don't want to say you just don't have a good memory. I got
It's
it in front of me.
it's been it's
What's
been
why are you
it's been
why are
almost it's been almost 4 years, sir. I mean, I've it's been a while since I've went through that, and I'm sorry that my you know what I mean. I apologize.
okay, okay, I'm prepared. I don't have any other questions. I don't have any other questions, Madam Chairman.
Okay, Ms. Ledoux?
Mr. Prater covered everything that I had notated, and I'll be prepared to vote when the panel is.
And I'm prepared to vote at this time. Mr. Prater, you would lead off.
Some cases are hard, some cases are simple. This is a simple case, Mr. Boudreaux. You committed a serious crime. You've not served, but say 3 years out of a 16-year sentence. You completely misrepresented the facts of the case. You made no mention of the amount of money or the amount of damage that people suffered, the business owners suffered from what you did. And you were not in a position, you've had no treatment. You claim you have no problems with drugs. Uh, my vote is to deny for a number of reasons. I think I've covered them.
Okay. Ms. Ledoux?
My vote is to deny parole. Yes, I believe the inconsistencies in what I read and what I'm seeing are significant. I do not believe that you're ready at this time for reentry. Public safety.
And my vote also is to deny parole, sir, for all the reasons that Mr. Prater brought out, especially in his questioning. They were significant. So at this time, sir, your parole has been denied, and we will close out at your facility, which is Franklin Parish Detention Center, and the time is 11:10.
Yes, ma'am. You know.
The Committee on Parole is called to order. The date is January 21st. The time is 11:17. My name is Carolyn Stapleton. I will be serving today as the chairman on today's panel, and I'm at DOC headquarters. My board members will be joining by way of Zoom. My fellow board members will be joining by way of Zoom, Mr. Steve Prater and Ms. Jerry Ledoux. Today's remote location is Ouachita Parish Correctional Center. Is there any staff in the room with you, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. This is Deputy Marchand.
Okay, Deputy Marchand. All right, thank you. Okay. Let's see. Mr. Griffin, will you please introduce yourself for the record and include your DOC number, please?
Yes, ma'am. My name is MESHAAL Griffin. My DOC number is 514009.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, I'm going to read your information into the record, and at the end, you'll let me know if it's correct or if there's anything I need to correct. All right, MESHAAL Deshawn Griffin, DOC number 514009. You're a second class offender. Your offense was distribution under CDL 102021, distribution of methamphetamines, and then CDL 102022, distribution of methamphetamines. Your sentencing date was for number one, July 20th, 2022, and for the second one, July 20th, 2022. Your sentence for number one was 7 years, 6 months hard labor consecutive. For number two, 7 years, 6 months hard labor consecutive. Your parole date is October the 1st, 2025. Your good time date is May 6th, 2026, and your full term date is January the 2nd, 2037. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Will you please tell us in your words, why are you incarcerated and why should we release you early?
Okay. I'm incarcerated. Like I said, I sold drugs and I was in a bad point in my life and I wasn't working and I ended up getting locked up for it and I'm paying the price. It's been 4 years and 3 months and I really think I learned my lesson. 43 years old. I've been rehabilitated. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I've been missing a lot of time in my children's life these 4 years. And like I said, I've been doing outstanding. I took all my classes, re-entry, substance abuses, and I'm been in work release for 2 years and 4 months, and no incidents. I got a good job waiting on me, and I work at a dealership, and he's giving me the opportunity to come back and work as soon as I get released.
Okay. All right. Staff in the room, Deputy Marchand, do you have anything you'd like to add concerning
No, ma'am. The only thing we have is he's been in here with us at Ouachita for 840 days, and he doesn't have a single incident or disciplinary write-up while he's been at work release with us.
Okay. Thank you very much. We have no supporters speaking today on your behalf, and we have no one in opposition speaking today against you. Your case has been assigned to Ms. Jerry Ledoux, and she is going to conduct the interview and cast the first vote. So, Ms. Ledoux?
Yes, Mr. Griffin, if I were to go to Caldwell and I went into the police department and I said, do y'all know MESHAAL Griffin? What would they tell me?
That I used to sell drugs.
Okay, I have approximately 10 arrests, interaction with law enforcement.
Yes.
They probably tell me you kind of have a history, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You attended Steve Hoyle program, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am. 2023.
How did that help?
Yes, ma'am. I learned a lot about myself and about substance abuses and the things I was selling and how it affected not just my life, but well as the others, you know.
Mhm.
I learned a lot about that, you know.
Good, good, good. You mentioned that you had pre-release, but it's not in your record. When did you take pre-release?
It was all in a Steve Hoyle program. The substance and the pre, it's all in there together. It's a 9-month program.
So they did pre-release during that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that needs to be corrected on that. What about GED or a trade? Have you
I've had my GED years, I think 2005. I got my GED 2005.
Good. Good. So the place that you're working, you said a dealership. Where is that physically located?
Lee Edwards Mazda is located on Ouachita Parish, Monroe, Louisiana, on Louisville.
Is that going to be close to Caldwell?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So you could stay there whenever you
Yes, ma'am.
released. Okay. Well, Mr. Griffin, your parole, I mean your good time parole date is in 4 months.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and you're going to be staying there. Figure if you stay there for 4 more months and you can save your money before you get out. You know where I'm coming from?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a residence plan lined up?
Yes, ma'am.
Where has that been approved? I don't think that I saw that residence plan.
I know where I'm going to stay, but I haven't signed nothing physically.
Okay, where is it?
Columbia, Louisiana, with my mother.
With your mom. Okay. Right. Do you plan to do any AA or NA or anything like that to stay straight?
No, ma'am. It wasn't a problem with me, myself, would have it. It was just a problem with me not working and dealing drugs. That's what the problem was.
So you didn't use your own product?
No.
Okay. I don't have any other questions. I would open it up for my colleagues.
Find out that pre-release is different from Steve Hoyle. If that makes any difference to you. It was just some information that was just given to me. Just, I guess, for informational purposes, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, because you are still fixing to get out for a good time, so that was really the direction this was taking and everything. So if you stay with your mother, is that close to where you'll still be able to continue the job that you're
Yes,
at?
it's about 25-minute drive from Columbia to Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay, all right. Mr. Prater, any questions?
Yes, sir, Mr. Griffin.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you. You got a great attitude and you a good demeanor and all of that. My only concern is the number of interactions you've had with law enforcement over the years, and each and every time, including the times that you were sentenced, you got a tremendous break. I mean a big break, including the plea bargain that you took in order to get the sentence that you got. And because of the state of Louisiana's laws, you're getting out regardless 11 years earlier than what you were sentenced to. And Mike, were you on parole or probation when you were arrested this time?
No, sir.
Have you ever violated parole or probation?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I appreciate what you've learned. I appreciate what you said. And I really, really don't have any other questions.
I don't have any other questions. I believe Ms. Ledoux did an excellent interview. Is the panel ready to vote? Oh, well, no, you get final words. Is there anything you'd like to say to us, please?
Yes. I understand what he meant and what she meant about me getting out early. And I've been locked up 4 years and 3 weeks, and it might not seem like a lot more time may around the corner, but it is. And I'm just ready to get out and get back with my family. And like I said, money's not the issue. Over the last 2.5 years being here, I done saved up a nice amount of money, and I would like y'all to grant me if y'all feel I'm ready.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Okay, I know the panel is ready to vote at this time. Ms. Ledoux, you're the lead on this case. You vote first.
Okay. Mr. Griffin, you don't have your residence plan that you could have already submitted that, gotten it all taken care of, and it would be ready. I am going to deny today. I am extremely pleased that you have a job and you're going to continue. And I think if you'll stay employed, you'll stay straight.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that's your big problem. But I'm not going to mess with that. You're going to have 4 more months in transitional work program, and then you'll have that opportunity. So today my vote is to deny.
Okay, Mr. Prater.
I concur with that, and also, Mr. Griffin, I think you're a great guy. I think you're going to stay straight, and appreciate everything you've done, everything you've said. But I want you to spend the next 4 months and finish up your term, so you'll know one thing, and that is your breaks from law enforcement and the judicial system are over.
Yes, sir.
And you've gotten break after break after break after break, and it's not your fault that you got the breaks. I don't mean to suggest that. I mean, you took advantage of what you could, and the law provided breaks, and so it wasn't your fault that you got the breaks, but you did. But your breaks are over. And if you violate your parole when you get out, if you violate that, you're not getting any breaks. And so I want you to spend the next 4 months that you might consider thinking about that your breaks are over. Anyway, my vote's to deny.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I concur with both of my colleagues for the same reasons. And Mr. Prater gave you a stern warning.
Yes.
And he's right. He's 100% right. So you said you want to be with your family?
Yes.
When you get out, you better stay on the straight and narrow if that's really what you want to do. So today, sir, your parole has been denied, and it would close out at Ouachita Parish Correctional Center, and the time is 11:31.
Go to work.
The Committee on Parole is called to order. The date is January the 21st. The time is 11:40. My name is Carolyn Stapleton. I'll be serving as the chair on the panel today. On Zoom will be Ms. Jerry Ledoux and Mr. Steve Prater. They will be joining us. Today's remote location is Lake Charles? Wait a minute, Rapides Parish Detention Center. And is there any staff in there? Oh, you're on mute.
He stepped out.
He stepped out, okay. All right, will you introduce yourself for the record with your name and your DOC number, please?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Mason John. My DOC number is 733180.
Okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, I'm going to be introducing some information in the record. And when I'm finished, you can let me know if anything I've said is incorrect and we will correct it. Your name is Mason James John. Your DOC number is 733180. You're a first-class offender. Your offense is indecent behavior with a juvenile. Your sentencing date was May 14th, 2018. Your sentence was 20 years in Louisiana Department of Corrections. All but 16 were suspended, and the first 2 are to be served without benefit of probation, parole, or suspension of sentence, with credit being given for time served. Upon release, John was placed on supervised probation for a 3-year period for concurrent to his parole. Your parole date is February 28th, 2019. Your good time date, you are not eligible. Your full-time date is November the 1st, 2029. Is all of that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We do not have it. If staff comes in, will you please let me know?
I can go grab him if you need him.
No, well, later he might want to make a statement concerning your time there with them. So
yes. While we were waiting, he just said he was going to step outside the door and let him know if we needed him.
Okay, that's fine. All right, you have no supporters present and you have no opposition present. Your case has been assigned to Ms. Jerry Ledoux. She will conduct the interview and she's going to cast the first vote. Ms. Ledoux, would you like to begin?
Yes, Mr. John, did your family know that you were having a hearing today?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't get the paper to be able to tell them in time because they sent it to the wrong facility. I just received it like 4 days ago.
Okay, so do you think that they would be here if they had known?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is a rehearing for you. You had a parole hearing in 2018 in which you were denied unanimously and instructed that you needed to take some programming. I know that you did get your GED since that time, and I'm confused. Have you taken phases 1 and 2 of the sex offender treatment or all 4?
I've taken all 4 of them.
Okay, all 4. And I know you've taken anger management.
Yes, ma'am.
You're a trustee?
The jail I'm currently in right now, I am not, because I asked the warden when I was at BDCC, Bayou Dorsey Correctional Center. I asked him to move me closer to home, and I'm currently in DC2, which is a trustee facility, and I'm waiting to be able to be put into a job.
Okay, so let's see, when was that transfer made?
August.
In August, yeah, August, you were transferred. Okay, and what about your conduct? Have you had any write-ups since you've moved over, or?
I have not had a write-up in 12 years.
Okay, so you've been in 12 years of your 16.
Ma'am.
Okay. I read the file. You fathered a child as a result of this.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to hear from you what you think the impact of this has had on your victim.
Other than it changing her life, I can't necessarily say for the better, but I regret my actions. She's had opportunities to express herself to family members that have spoken to me about it. And while she says that she doesn't regret the child, I can't say that I was right. Like, my actions were completely wrong, and what I did to her was completely wrong. I understand I had a lapse in judgment, and I should have known better. I changed her life in a way that wasn't my place to even be there. I wasn't right for anything that I did to her. And really and truly, I just wish that there was a way that I could make amends with her to be able to help her to get over her past. Because she deserves to be happy. She deserves to be able to enjoy her life.
So have you had any contact? Do you know what's
Ma'am?
with her? Have you had any contact with her?
2020, she reached out to me and spoke to me. That was while I was in Angola whenever I was dealing with COVID.
Okay. I see your residence plan is to go right back to Elton. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know where she lives?
My understanding is she lives in Jennings.
Very close. I don't have any other questions. You know, this is baffling to me why we have to sit here and talk about these things. I mean, you knew her age.
No, ma'am, I didn't.
You were related?
I wasn't raised with them. I never knew none of them until I was 17.
Oh, you committed this at 19?
Because I was in and out of the picture of my sperm donor. And I never was around them.
Okay. I'd offer for my colleagues if you'd like to take up the questioning.
Mr. Prater?
What? Explain sperm donor to me. What was that comment?
The sperm donor is the person that fathered me, allegedly, but was never in the picture.
Okay. So that was your absent natural father, I guess would be another way to put it, although you don't refer to him as father, I understand.
Yes, sir. They'd never done a DNA test to prove whether he was my dad or not.
Okay. But you didn't, at 19, you didn't realize this was a little girl you were messing with at 12?
No, sir. The night that it happened, we were drinking. I really didn't know her age until I went to jail and got my discovery.
Yeah, but it's according to the statement, it's more than just having sex with an underage 12-year-old. It was forced on her.
I have paperwork that states differently. My intake charge says that it was consensual.
That's not possible with by law. It's not impossible. So don't go there.
Yes, ma'am. I understand what the law states. Stating for the record what the intake charge by the district attorney stated.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any other questions really. I'm perplexed. You seem like a educated person. I don't understand how this could even happen, but anyway, that's all I got.
Yeah, to expand on Mr. Prater, the child said that you put your hand over her mouth because she was screaming and asking you to stop. So, you know, really, you can tell when you're with a 12-year-old and she's begging you to stop and she ended up pregnant. And that all happened on Christmas that you did this to this child. So it was a heinous crime against another human being. And it was billed as aggravated rape to the grand jury, and that was the charge. So I don't have any further questions. Are we prepared to vote?
Mr. John, would you be considered a sperm donor now?
Really?
Unfortunately, because I have more than just that child. I have a daughter as well. And due to my actions, I'm unable to be in either one of them's lives. So I can't say that I was right. I was wrong all the way around the board, and I understand that. It's taken me 12 years in prison to come to terms with everything I've been through. And I'm just asking for an opportunity to prove that I'm not who everybody said I was.
Can I share, Mr. John, you're doing good things in prison. I don't discount that. But I believe that your answers to some of these questions have illuminated maybe a lack that of true understanding. Have you had victim impact? Do you understand what this does to someone? The impact on the victim is significant. And you want to say something? What do you want to say?
I wish y'all could read all the messages that she has sent me.
That does not give you the right to do that.
I understand my actions. I understand everything that y'all are telling me. But the picture that was painted to the courts and the picture of what she says to me, every facility I have been at since 2020, she has contacted me. The child has contacted me.
Okay. Well, I'm prepared to vote, Mr. John, today. My vote is to deny parole. And I do wish you well. I believe that you're not fully prepared for reentry. And so that's my vote today.
Okay, Mr. Prater.
I concur. I'm troubled by this, by the whole thing, and I appreciate some of the comments, but I'm still troubled by, got a pretty good deal anyway, getting released after that amount of time on impregnating a 12-year-old. Think he needs to go ahead and continue where he is. Didn't I?
Yes. Okay, so my vote today also is to deny. You have law enforcement opposition with the DA, the judge, the sheriff, and the attorney general's office. Some of the explanation, I hope that the child that now is older, that skews a child's view of life, what you did. And she became pregnant at the age of 12. So she quite likely doesn't have a clear understanding in the future of what you did and who you were in this to her. So I hope she got counseling, a lot of it. And if they don't know about it, she can get free counseling through the Child Advocacy Center. She can get it through Crime Victims Reparations. Some people just don't know those things exist. So if anybody's listening, including her, I hope you go for counseling to help you work this out in your mind and the child that is a result of this, because as you said, the child is having contact with you. So I've already said my vote is to deny, and it is because the heinous nature of the crime and law enforcement opposition. So today you have been denied and we are signing off at Rapides Parish Detention Center. And the closing out time is 11:55. This concludes.